welcome back to Dinner and a Tip. My name is Brenda and I'm going to be your cooking guide. So today I'm going to show you how to make the ultimate chocolate chip cookies from scratch. But we're not going to just bake them in the oven. We're going to cook them on the Blackstone because I want a nice round thicker cookie because we're going to actually turn them into ice cream sandwiches, if you can believe that. So this recipe is probably my kids' favorite thing that I make. So we're going to start with 2 sticks of butter and we're going to go ahead and have them softened. You just definitely don't want to like try to microwave them and soften them. You just want to leave them out on the counter for a little bit of time. So, and then next we're going to do, not the most delicate. So this is 3/4 cups brown sugar and 1/4 cup white sugar. I did the white sugar on top and then I did pound that in there. So the biggest tip on this one is you need to actually get your mixer to work. There we go. So we're gonna go ahead and let this butter cream for 3 minutes. Do not skip this step. It is crucial to get the height in your cookies. You wanna cream that butter. So next we've got 2 1/4 cup of just all-purpose flour. Next we're gonna do 1 teaspoon of baking soda, which is in the box. You cannot substitute for baking powder. It will not be the same. And then next we have a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And this is just regular old salt. So, and what you want to do is you want to go ahead and mix this together ahead of time because otherwise the baking soda can kind of get clumped if you're throwing it all in that mixture at once. So, alright. So we've got this nicely mixed. Let's go ahead and shut this off and then we can go ahead, scrape the sides and then give it another minute or 2 to get it to the best level ever. This truly does make such a big difference when you are baking your cookies. So, all right, I'm gonna let this run for another minute and then we'll be back. Hey, so we let this cream the 3 minutes. You can definitely see the texture is a little bit different. It's a lot more creamier than what you would normally see. Next, we're gonna drop in 2 eggs. And one of the secret ingredients is actually vanilla pudding is what gives this a really nice extra flavor. So this is just 1 small thing of instant pudding. And then we're gonna do a teaspoon of vanilla. Let's see. So we got a teaspoon of vanilla and then a little extra. And then we're gonna do, I love in my cookies is actually to add a little almond extract. So we'll just do a teaspoon and then a little some. So we are gonna go ahead and put this back in the mixer. And we're gonna go ahead and let this go ahead and mix for about 2 to 3 minutes so it gets fully incorporated. It's gonna whip that butter just a little bit longer. So we're gonna do that and we'll be right back. All right, so that is all mixed. So now you can see it's still definitely got a lot more of the butter fluff that we're looking for. So next we're gonna go ahead and add half of our flour mixture. And then we're gonna slowly incorporate this and then we'll add the second half and then the chips. So what I did do, well, I'm making a huge mess, is I have these rings and what I did is I took some softened ice cream I put in here, leveled it off, and then I put it in the freezer so it actually would freeze. So now I'm going to have the same size ice cream patties as I am going to have the cookies. So now this cookie dough, I'm using it for the ice cream sandwiches, but honestly this cookie dough is amazing just as plain old cookie dough where you're actually just making chocolate chip cookies. So, all right, now that we've got our dough completely mixed, we're just gonna add in 2 1/2 cups of chocolate chips or whatever, like, I don't know how much is actually in like the small bag of chips. I just dumped the whole thing in. I had like a super monster sized one. So we're just gonna go ahead and add our chips. Now with this, we don't need to, this is just a quick mix and we're not trying to mix the batter too much anymore. So, all right, we are good to go. And if you want to add more chips, this would be great with like M&Ms. You could pretty much do whatever you want with this recipe. So, all right. Go ahead and save that. And next we're gonna go ahead and use our 22-inch Blackstone. I would imagine you could do this outside. I've actually done cookies outside, but I like this because it's got the cover, so it's gonna cook. So I've used these for eggs, and I know I don't need to do any spray, but because of the cookies, I'm just gonna hit it with a little bit of spray. And you're gonna wanna go ahead and have your ice cream frozen for this ahead of time. So I went ahead and started that like an hour ago. All right, so let's grab. So these are gonna be a little bit thicker. So these are probably gonna take a little bit longer time to cook. So I'm just gonna kind of put it a good amount in here, and this will actually spread a little bit, but I'm going to kind of help spread it this time so it will fill in. So this is probably going to be about 7 to 10 minutes of cook time, and you're going to definitely want to have the top down on this. All right, and then while we're doing this, I'm actually going to go ahead and throw some cookies in the oven too. So all right. You want to make sure that this is kind of filling in the space. These are going to expand a little bit, but you want to be able to kind of contain them for your ice cream patties. So, all right. Let's go ahead and knock these down. And because cookies watch does not bake any faster. So we are going to go ahead and cover these. And we'll be back in about 7 minutes to show you the finished project. Thanks. So we're about halfway through, but just out of curiosity, you never know, your stove isn't working and you still want to make some cookies. So I'm going to go ahead and throw a couple of cookie dough balls on here just in case people don't have the round silicone molds. So we're just going to put a couple of these on here. Just try to have them a little flatter, creating the shape that we want for those ice cream sandwiches. So, all right, well, these are actually cooking really good. They're not sticking, so that's great. So let's go ahead and let these finish cooking, and then we'll come back. Hey, so we are about halfway through our cookie cook. So I'm actually gonna take and flip these because these are so thick that I don't know if they're gonna cook from the bottom all the way to the top. So I love the silicone molds, definitely are holding the shape of these. Oh goodness. You're gonna wanna get a good full-on flip on those. All right. These almost look like pancakes. So, all right, sounds good. So we're gonna try to put these. It's kind of like putting a genie back in a bottle. That's not going to work. So we're just going to scoop it up. And these guys are doing really good over here. So we're going to let these cook a little bit longer. And then we'll be back and assemble our sandwiches. Hey everybody, so welcome back. Our cookies are done. But because these are very, very hot, we are going to put them on the cookie dryer. And then I'm going to show you what the cookies, so these ones are still doing really good. So I would definitely say you could cook some cookies in here if you needed to, especially if you're camping. But let's go ahead and check the oven cookies. So these were cooked for about 7 minutes. So I'm guessing the biggest difference between the Blackstone cookies and the oven cookies is these definitely have a bit browner edge. They've got more brown on the top. So, but I'm curious to see what the taste difference is going to be. So we are going to finish letting these guys cook, and then we are going to pull out the ice cream, but we want to make sure these these cookies are all the way cool because once it hits the ice cream, it's going to be a hot ice cream mess. Be back in about 5 minutes is what I would say we need to let these cookies cool for. Hey everybody, welcome back. So let's check our little experiment. So these have been cooking. These are actually almost cooked all the way, but they're still going to be a little softer. They're not going to have this crunch, but I didn't use the rings on these. So you know what? I'm just going to flip these guys, and actually the tops are now going to get brown. So you can eat. I love burning myself on TV, or it's just YouTube, I guess it's not real TV. So I went ahead and took one of our cool cookies, and I'm just showing you that with that ring, I just did get the ice cream, just the perfect size. So you certainly could smush these together and make an ice cream sandwich, or you could just do it as an open face sandwich. So if you have vanilla ice cream, you could just throw on a little chocolate, but let's go ahead and give it a try. So, but basically, look at how nice these guys got. I think if you don't have the rings, you would just be fine putting regular ice cream on it. That is actually really, really good. I actually like the crunch of the cookie that you wouldn't normally get by just like normally baking your cookies. So, and these actually took a really nice size. So basically you don't really need the rings if you don't want them. So, or you could certainly make them a little thinner and you can just take these and smush them between some ice cream. But I'm telling you, you'll never make another chocolate chip cookie like this again, or we'll never not use this cookie recipe again. So, well, thanks for joining everybody. We'll see you next time, and eat happy.